What is going on, everybody? It's Random Hero Gaming, back with another video. I hope you guys had a very nice, easy, breezy week. It's time for the weekend, and that means another Random Hero Gaming video. I'm going to try to do a video every weekend, maybe one or two during the week, depending on how I feel, but today's video I just want to talk a little bit about depression. I want to talk about depression. I don't want to be real about depression because I'm not selling you a course. I'm not charging you $60 for a phone call. I'm not trying to get you on a subscription plan. I'm not trying to sell you a goal. I'm not trying to sell you a lifestyle. I'm going to tell you the truth about depression, and it's something that, you might think is a little harsh. You might think it's a little grim, but it's kind of freeing, it's kind of liberating. And the truth is that life is just, it's kind of unpleasant. Life is unpleasant, largely unpleasant. It is mostly, yes, it is a seesaw between boredom and suffering. That is very true. And it's unavoidable. It's unavoidable. You cannot get around it. You cannot get around the suffering. You cannot get around that there is a lot of very negative things out there, and a lot of death, a lot of war, a lot of, I don't know, it's just a lot of things out there that are very depression centric and make you feel depressed and get you depressed, whether it be, you're not born as tall as you'd like to be. In my case, you're not as charismatic or extroverted as you'd like to be. I'm what the kids call nowadays a mental cell. That is sort of what I self-identify as. But on that note, that life is largely unpleasant and it's unavoidable that it's going to be unpleasant for vast majority of time. Your body is going to ache. Your relationships are going to teeter out. Your relatives are going to pass away or leave, or you're going to have falling outs, and it's all unavoidable. But it's kind of liberating when you get that realization that life isn't a movie, that life isn't following a script, that you kind of get dealt a hand. You learn to play it, and you take the good moments when you can get them. You appreciate it when you get those good, happy, positive moments, whether it be a new accomplishment, a new hobby, or something you discover. That's really it. And you just kind of hold on to those and know that there are more in the future, and as sparse as they may be, they do come and they do happen. But the other point I kind of want to get at is depression is something that you shouldn't be ashamed of. Depression is a symptom of having a deep heart, of being sensitive and understanding the suffering and the complexities of existence. That it is largely, we don't really know our purpose. We don't really know why we're here. We don't really understand where we're going, where we're heading, and you're aware that even on your best day, it's someone's worst day, and someone's experiencing immense pain and suffering at all times. And that's why you really should never be ashamed of being depressed or feeling depression. It just means that you're very well aware of the realities of life. And if you're depressed, you can't get a girlfriend. If you're depressed, you can't get a boyfriend. You can't have a relationship. You're depressed about all these things, and it's very self-centered. That's you're kind of the other aspect of depression is FOMO, is fear of missing out, is a great cause of depression, as is being a sensitive person and just not putting your head in the sand about what is going on in this life, and being in tune with with the immense suffering out there. That's never something to be ashamed of. But the fear of missing out aspect is something that can be tackled. It's true. You also need to internalize the grass is always greener. It always is. When you're in a relationship, trust me, all these things you enjoy doing, your hobbies, your interests, you have to compromise. And if you know what the hedonic treadmill is, eventually you go back to baseline. You know, there's a honeymoon period, is what they call with anything in life. And you're always gonna assume the grass is always greener. And it's hard. I know it's hard to say to someone that's never experienced a relationship or love or anything like that. But it's really not a movie. It's not a Disney movie. And if you could sort of tame that FOMO, I love going out. Yeah, going out is so great. I wish I could go out. I wish I can go to the bars and the restaurants and go into the city. You know, a lot of these people that do that are very, very shallow, and they are not being their authentic selves, and you wouldn't be your authentic self around them. You imagine their life is so cushy and great, but no, if you swap places with them, you wouldn't really be able to comprehend, because everyone kind of wants to still be themselves but just swap bodies with someone, but it doesn't work like that. You go out enough times with people like that, you'll be just as shallow as them. And you will likely, at least for me, I always come back from nights out with a lot of people, with the normies, and I'm just like, man, I was not myself. I couldn't talk about anything that I wanted to talk about or interesting, and I was worried about how I looked, how I was acting, what I sounded like, and I always just about think it's a waste of time. And if you could have people that you're yourself around, again, I've spoken about this. You have online friends, you're blessed. Those are your real friends. Those are who you're yourself around. But just getting back to depression, again, the only people that don't feel depression, the only people that are immune, the depression's not real type people. And it's a shame, because I consider myself on the right. I sort of vote right-leaning. Voted for the Cheeto guy twice, 3 times actually. And that is kind of irrelevant, but the people on the right are the ones constantly just berating you. And it's so off-putting. Depression's not real, bro. You just gotta go to the gym, bro, and man up, bro. Depression's not real. It's not a real thing. And if you don't think depression's real, and if you've never felt depression, there's a good chance that you are, in fact, the sociopath that is causing the immense amount of suffering out there, that you are causing suffering, so you don't feel it yourself, and you're not aware of it because you're the one causing it. So you don't want to be like that. You don't. That's why having depression means you're probably just a good person. Having depression and being depressed probably just means that you think about other people, and you shouldn't ever run from that. You shouldn't try to ever cure that. The only thing that also really tames depression is background noise. And that background noise could be tuned up, or it could be tuned down. But depression never goes away. It's not something to beat. You can't unsee and unhear and undo things in your life that have made you aware of this immense suffering. So once you kind of accept that, it sounds like it's totally a negative thing that I'm saying, but it's very liberating when you realize you don't have to defeat this thing. You just need some background noise. And some people have healthy background noise, where a hobby, maybe some kind of exercise or exercise class, I don't know. The gym is not going to cure your depression, as I said. It's just background noise, but it's healthier background noise. Video games can be healthier background noise if you let it be healthy. I mean, obviously, don't want to just live inside of the virtual world, but there's also no shame in having a video game as a hobby to just kind of cope and survive this life, because it is largely unpleasant. I'm not taking that away. And unhealthy noise, again, could be those people that just literally can't not be in a relationship. I have a cousin who can't not ever be in a relationship. He breaks up with someone, he's going out the next too nice, like very good looking guy. Again, you know, I know not a lot of us have that luxury. He does, and he literally can't not be in a relationship. He has no sense of himself. He just does the relationship roulette. And eventually, yes, even women below his, like a 6, he's probably an 8 or a 9 dating a 6. And eventually the 6s do get tired of you and leave you anyway. So the Chads, you know, they deal with it themselves. But it's sort of an unhealthy noise. He tunes out the noise of life and its unpleasantness by just hopping from relationship to relationship and compromising himself and constantly being with another person and leaning on them and using them as sort of their cushion for life itself. And that's also horrible. You're sacrificing everything about yourself. And that's sort of what he does. And he's also the one that tells me, "Oh, you're being too negative, bro. Like, you just need to think positive, man. Like, just think positive, bro. Think positive." And it's like, if non-positive, negative things have happened in your life, and you tell someone they just need to be more positive, again, going back to the sociopathic behaviors, these are the people that probably cause immense suffering, which is why they think, "Oh, it's not real, just think positive. It's that easy. Oh, if only I thought to think positive, everything would be way better." But again, just something nagging at me, just on my mind. I hope you guys were able to enjoy that. Like and subscribe for more videos coming soon. If you have any thoughts in the comments below, I love reading the comments. I try to read all of them. If you have any video ideas, stuff you want me to talk about, I also really appreciate that. Peace.